Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Ferrer, your professor. Our topic for this afternoon is on Asian culture. What is culture? Culture is the way of life of a group of people. Included in culture are language, values, practices, religion, customs, beliefs, and tradition. One of the characteristics of culture is that it is an adaptation to the environment. It is developed through interactions with other people. The family is said to be the primary agent of cultural diffusion. Why? Because the parents and older relatives act as the first teachers of values and socially acceptable practices to the younger generation. Religion is said to be one of the factors why Asians have different values and practices. But in Judaism and Christianity, men seek to control the environment and be master of the universe. For example, floods and droughts are forces of nature that are caused by the gods to test human capacity to survive. It is said to be the opposite of Taoism and Shinto. Generally, these religions consider nature as a great and caring. Taoism teaches that man has to conform and follow the flow of nature, while in Shinto, spirits known as kami live in natural things. That's why offerings are given and ceremonies are performed for this kami. Now let's discuss some Asian ways and behavior. Religion and philosophy shape culture. This culture is, of course, reflected people's behavior and ways. Asian culture is divided into 6 sub-regions. First, we have that of Central Asia, composed of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. Then East Asia, we have of course China, Japan, North Korea, South Korea, Mongolia, and Taiwan. For South Asia, we have India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. For West Asia, that corresponds with countries in the Middle East. And North Asia are composed of Russia and Mongolia. And for the Southeast Asia, we have countries like Burma, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and the Philippines. Now, Asian culture and society is also a mixture of traditional Asian culture with modern Asian culture. So let's start with religion. Asia has a diverse amount of religions, which include Buddhism, Hinduism, Sikhism, Confucianism, Taoism, Shinto, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and some tribal religions. Asia is also a home to many diverse languages. Most Asian countries have more than one native language, such as 600 languages are spoken in Indonesia, 100 languages are spoken in the Philippines, and 1,683 native languages are spoken in India. As the family structure, family is primarily extended and of nuclear family structure, where there is hierarchical family structure as regards to males and other individuals holding higher status, and also in a patriarchal form where the husband led Speaking of gender roles, males are highly valued and desired, and of course they carry the family name, while females are less valued and they are subservient to males. They carry out duties and chores, they bear children, and they also practice respect for elders. They have that value of loyalty to people in authority. They are disciplined and they give honor and loyalty to family. So the same family structure was actually observed among Filipino families. As regard to art, literature, and music, the richness of the Asian culture is also displayed through their art and literature. So due to the many sub-regions of Asia, art and literature across Asia is diverse, such that in their art, they have this porcelain, ceramics and pottery, calligraphy, paintings, glass and metalwares, rags and textiles, and different forms of architecture. As regards to literature, poetry is common form of literature across Asian. And for music, Asian music has many styles and varies based on region. As regards to sports, popular sports in Asia include soccer, badminton, cricket, basketball, and table tennis. Then, as far as clothing is concerned, due to the diversity of the Asian continent, clothing styles vary from nation to nation and people to people. There is actually a misconception that people in Asia wear silk robes with a silk belt and sandals as shoes. But the truth is, clothing styles fall into categories such as traditional or cultural or ethnic. The modern, which is actually Western inspired. They have also religious clothing, and the clothing as to gender, such as male versus female. Now we have food. Now, food in Asia varies depending on the different regions as well. So rice, of course, is the staple food of most diets, such as noodles, bread, and curry, and other important staples. Fish dishes also, whether raw fish, such as raw fish, no, is popular food in Japan, as to their sushi and sashimi. They have also goat, lamb, and chicken as the most common meat. But Hinduism pervades the consumption of beef, and dishes also are always with spices, coriander. Stir fry is most common Asian cooking technique. As to some of their dining etiquette, chopsticks are used as eating utensils in China, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam. And eating with hands is common in India and some regions in the Philippines as well. Now let's have a glimpse on the ways and behavior in some countries in Asia. First, we have ways and behavior in China. So as for Chinese, now social hierarchy is very important in their interaction with other people. This is a result of Confucian influence in Chinese civilization. Chinese would like to determine the place of birth, the age, civil status, and earning capacity of a new acquaintance. They also they give respect and high regard for elders. Example, greeting elder people first before the younger ones. They wait for the elder people to sit before they do so. So when the elder goes out of the door, the younger person usually assists him or her by opening the door. Chinese people usually do not show their affection and feelings to non-relatives and their distant friends. through actions like hugging and backslapping. As to Chinese table manners, rice and soup are served on bowls, wine and tea in cups, and main dishes on plates. Noodles or soup are usually served hot and eaten with slurping sounds to show that the food is delicious. When the Chinese eat rice from the bowl, they place the bowl near their mouth to keep the rice from falling to the table. Now, compared with the Chinese, we have the ways and behavior in Japan. The Japanese also have high regard for social hierarchy. So this is depicted in the manner of bowing, the duration and lowness of bending one's body. Sometimes they combine the handshakes as a greeting. In calling the attention of another, they usually add the word "san" to this last syllable of the person's family name. For example, Tanaka-san and Takizawa-san. So, example, if the surname is Yamada plus san, that means Mr. Yamada. Or if the given name is Yuko plus san, Yuko-san, meaning Miss Yuko. Or if the title is mayor, say Shishu-san, meaning mayor. Or doctor, Usha-san, which means doctor. Or for a lawyer, Bingushi-san, lawyer. Just like the Chinese, the Japanese also use chopsticks in eating. However, Japanese chopsticks are shorter, more pointed, and made of ivory or lacquered wood. They also eat their soup and noodles with slurping sound. Tea drinking was elevated into a form of art in Japan. It took them a while to finish a cup of tea. So Japanese also drink a traditional rice wine called sake. How about in India? We have here some ways and behavior also by people in India. The traditional greeting among Hindus in India is Namaste, which means good day. They say these greetings with hands held together as if in prayer, placed there near the chin and with the head slightly bent forward. While the greeting among Muslims is Salam Alaikum or May peace be with you. For the Sikhs, it is Sat Sri Akal. And public display of affection such as kissing, hugging, and holding hands is highly discouraged. And then, at least one arm's length distance when opposite sex meet and talk in public. Indians believe that the head is a very sensitive part of the body, so it should not be touched by other people. Indians considered that the food they eat and religion are closely connected, since all their food emanate from their gods. So men and women eat separately. They only use the right hand for eating because they consider the left hand as unclean and unsanitary. How about the ways and behavior in Indonesia? Indonesia, the largest archipelago in the world, has served as an important trade center in the region and a crossroads of different cultures. Islam is the dominant religion in Indonesia, while Bahasa Indonesia is the official language in the country. Example, Selamat pagi, that means greeting in the morning. Selamat siang, greeting in the afternoon from 12 noon to 4 in the afternoon. Selamat sore for late afternoon from 4 in the afternoon until dusk. And Selamat malam, that is for the evening. When introduced to another person, an Indonesian usually offers his or her right hand for a handshake, while the left hand is placed on the chest to show sincere pleasure in meeting the other person. but this is not being done with between opposite sexes. Holding hands in public between unmarried males and females is not encouraged. It is important to address those who have done so with the title of Haji for males or Haja for females as a sign of respect. The head of the person is considered as the seat of the soul and sacred part of the body. So for this reason, patting or touching the head of another person, even a child, is avoided. So this is also another reason why they are wearing headdresses. Spoons and forks are not usually utilized in eating. Like other Muslims, Indonesians only use their right hands for eating and their left hands for washing their private parts. Because it is considered unclean, so the left hand is likewise not used to receive or to hand out money. Now let's have the ways and behavior in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is one of the important countries in West Asia. This is two of the most sacred places of Islam, Mecca and Medina, which can be found in this country. Mecca is the birthplace of the Prophet Muhammad and of the Islam faith, while Medina is where the tomb of Prophet Muhammad is located and is known as the site where the Prophet received the command to change the direction of prayer to Mecca. Burqa is the long dress that almost totally covers the head and body of the Muslims, leaving only the eyes exposed. And Bedouins is the nomadic people who lived in tents in the desert of Arabia. The custom of the Bedouins is to invite into their tent any traveler who passes by. The travelers are offered food and invited to stay, usually up to 3 days in their tents. Assalamu alaikum, or may peace be with you, is the greeting of the owner of the tent. Walaikum assalam, and peace be with you also, is the response of the guest to the greeting. Some Bedouin tribes do not eat until the guests are finished eating. On the special occasions like Ramadan, Bedouin women prepare special dishes. The biggest and wealthiest family in the tribe serves the special dishes before sunrise and after sunset. So in conclusion, culture is an important determinant of ways and behavior of any group of people. It determines the manner of interaction among people and the frame of mind with which to view the world and one's life. Some of the values and practices common among Asian peoples are respect for elders, respect for the collective interest, being helpful to others, and respect for the environment. So it is important to maintain Asian ways and behavior in order to preserve our Asian identity. So that would be all, class, for our discussion this afternoon. And for your activity, identify at least 3 major cultures of Filipinos and compare and contrast it with the cultures from other Asian countries. Present your output in narratives by explaining their similarities and differences. Again, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.